Hello, everybody. Hello, Rocky Lennon. Ooh, chips and cheese, yum. Hello, C-Rex, my love. Hello, she's a maker. Nana Laura, I've missed you. Welcome back. Good to see you, sweetie. Ooh, see, Ava's even excited. Hello, Auntie M. Hello, Joey Bag of Donuts. For everybody who didn't know, Joey Bag of Donuts got a promotion today. He's a Discord mod as well now. So if you have any troubles in the Discord, he, Auntie M, Sir Philip, and Shane are the go-tos. Hello, Finna7. Guess what, honey? I had you in mind with tonight's docket. There's a very long section of Judge Perkins, because I know how much you love him. Oh, golly. Hey, please stop that, Bandit. Please. My desk is not a scratching post. I would really love some nice warm days. It's currently single digits. Yeah, and very, very close to going negatives. Cold. It's cold. Colder than that even. Oh my gosh, when it gets negative 25 here, that's when they shut the schools down. Yes, please. Hello, Twilight's daughter. Wait a minute. That's Mrs. Donuts? Twilight's daughter, I'm so happy you're here. Mrs. Donuts, that's amazing. I tell your hubby to say hi to you all the time. I don't know if he does. Does he? Does he do that for me? Hello, Eileen E. Carlin. Hi, baby. I know, it's treat time. You know it's treat time. How dare I delay it? I mean, saying hi to the chat, giving Ava treats. Which side of the scale is heavier? You know, without them, you wouldn't have these. Hello, Sir Philip. Oh, that reminds me, guys. Right now, the P.O. box is not active at the moment. So give it at least a couple weeks. It was due on the 1st, and I didn't have it, so I just don't have the P.O. box right now. Hello, isn't that special? Good to see you. I'm here. I was just a couple minutes late because I needed coffee. Yeah, not this time. She's pretty quick at coming back. I just have to give her a little call, and she's right there. It's too cold for her to dilly-dally. Sean, it's so good to see you. I've missed you. Hello, Brian Boggs. Great to see you, buddy. Hello, CE. How you doing, honey? Oh my gosh, you guys are all so amazing. Oh, I love this pooch. I do. I love this pooch. Hello, Mortimer Duke. You like the dally more than the dilly? The only way that she's abused is she's overspoiled. She's spoiled rotten. Yeah, there's the abuse right there. I've spoiled her rotten. Oh no, I'm sorry that your tagging isn't working. Darn YouTube. Go figure. It's always got to be broken somehow. But I'm so glad you're here, and I love you, Sir Philip. Hi, Eva. All right, so I got a whole bunch of stuff. Like it's yesterday, it's today, it's a bunch of stuff. We've got Magistrate Norbeck, we've got Judge Middleton, we've got Judge Perkins, and then one more, and I can't think of who it is, but we'll figure it out. Let's figure it out together. Yes, I agree. Hey, Earl, you be nice to Bandit. For some reason, Earl's super jealous of Bandit, and he's making it very well known. I don't like it. I don't think I have the eyebrows in Doom tonight because I had so much eyebrows of Doom yesterday. But maybe. I don't know. It's all good stuff. It's all really good stuff. Yeah. Bandit just ran under the bed. That's her hiding spot from Earl. And I don't know if it has anything to do with... So, Tiny Kitten Esquire still isn't a fan of Billy and Bandit. But Earl has been rubbing elbows with Tiny Kitten Esquire. So I don't know if it's because Esquire attacks Bandit, and so now Earl is like, ooh, I gotta protect my girl. And you know, I don't know. They all sniff each other's butts, and then there's war. I don't know. I don't get it. Hello, Toby. Good to see you. Welcome. Trust me, I'm quite close to the screen for a reason sometimes. Oh, me. No, actually, Ava. We all know that. It's Ava. I can pretend. Hey, you know what? If a guy can dream, I can dream. Oh, let's have some fun. Let's have some laughs. Let's watch some people be really dumb. Oop, wrong drive.
So this is a citation from November 25th of last year on Marshall Street there in the city of Allegan. This is for driving the wrong way on a one-way street. Ms. Ruiz, you're here on this citation to do one of three things. First is you could admit responsibility to the citation, or two, admit responsibility, but you'd like to provide some sort of explanation as to how or why this happened. Or three, you wish to contest this citation. In other words, fight the ticket at what we call informal hearing. What were you looking to do?
Well, I was going to ask, if you guys, can give me I don't know. I never went through this before. This is my first time, and I didn't go to Allegan that often. And that day, I was going to go to get a copy for my taxes from my house. And I didn't know those streets, so I know I turned in that side, but I didn't know there was the wrong way because I never went through there before. This is my first time.
Yeah, I know, man. That's why there's signs that say one way.
Yeah, but I didn't see them, I was just running to see I can talk to somebody about the taxes from the house. But I never been in trouble with the Lazar, and I was gonna ask if they can give me like just a warning if it is possible, or I don't know what to do. I never went in trouble like that before.
Well, ma'am, you don't have a warning, you have a ticket, so we have to decide what to do on the ticket. You can either fight the ticket because you don't think you were driving the wrong way on a one-way, or you could admit the ticket. This isn't like something the only trouble you get in on this is getting the fines and costs. It's not like you go to jail or anything like that. It's not a crime. It's just a traffic ticket. You understand?
Yeah, but I wanna know, because my insurance, we pay a lot of insurance because of our age, mine and my husband, and I don't want my insurance go a little higher because I'm the only one who works. My husband don't work right now. Okay, I cannot afford it.
But once you get in front of me, all we could do is have a hearing where I would find that you either did this or did not do this.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I want to go to court if it is possible.
Okay, so you want to fight the ticket?
Yes, please.
All right. Then I cannot see you, but I'd ask you to raise your right hand the same way the deputy's going to raise his right hand so I can swear you in. Do you swear or affirm that any testimony you give here today would be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right. So,
Yes,
Ms.
sir.
Ruiz, I'm going to have the deputy go first because he has the burden to establish to me why he gave you a ticket. But after that, you'll be able to testify on your own behalf. All right?
All right. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
All right. Deputy, you want to go ahead and explain why you issued this citation?
Yes, sir. So on the date in question, November 25th at approximately 1:52 p.m., I was traveling on M89 approaching the roundabout at Marshall and Ely Street. So I was on Jenner approaching the intersection, and I did not see where she went into the roundabout, but I witnessed a silver Jeep going clockwise through the roundabout from Ely onto Marshall. And at that point, I got behind her, and once it was a safe location to make a stop where traffic was not around, a traffic stop was conducted. And she advised she did not know it was a one-way. She was going the wrong way through the roundabout.
Okay. And ma'am, what is it you'd like to tell me?
Well, yeah, I was going to the street, like I said before, sir, and then I looked my right and I said, well, maybe this is the street to take me to the courthouse. And like I said, I didn't see them, that I was the wrong way until I turned and I see a car coming. So I turned to my left. But I didn't see no police officer behind me. I see one in front of the church. And I know he was going to follow me. Because I said, maybe I'll do something wrong. Like I said, I never went through those streets before. It was new for me. And I apologize to the officer.
I would find you responsible on this for going the wrong way. So, ma'am, you have to read the signs. That roundabout is fairly new, but there's lots of signs explaining to you that it is only one-way traffic. Going counterclockwise on a traffic circle is going to get you into a bad accident, ma'am. That's like one of the most dangerous things you could do is go the wrong way on a roundabout. And roundabouts are just going to happen more and more. They're building them all over the place. So you have to think of it like a clock. You can only go the same way that the hands, around the circle the one way.
The judge just realized that he can't use that analogy because if you go clockwise, you're going the wrong way.
You can't go the other way.
Yeah, I do understand that, sir, but no. Yeah, I do understand now, but like I said, it was new for me, and I looked my right to see what's car coming, and I didn't see it, so I turned, and I see a car coming the other way, and I said, oh my God. Yep. But I apologize, sir, but like I said, I never went in trouble with the law before.
Ma'am, you live in Fenville. Do you never drive on Blue Star?
Nope, never. Nope. Mm-mm. We don't never go through that, to over there, never. Nope.
No,
And
I
this is
know
my
you don't
first
go
time
to
that I went.
Allegan. I'm asking you, do you ever go on Blue Star right there in Fenville?
No, we always go to Highland, to 58th Street. Nope,
Okay.
I never went through that.
I see
Never,
what you're
never,
saying.
sir, never. Yep.
All right. Well, well, now you know about those roundabouts. You gotta pay attention to the
Yes.
signage. All right.
Yes, sir,
But
yes.
we're all set for what we need to do here today, ma'am. You need to make arrangements to pay that fines and costs.
All right, sir.
All right. Thank you.
She kind of messed herself up, because if she had admitted with explanation, then the officer would have been given chance to amend the citation. But by saying she wanted the informal hearing, the officer's not changing the ticket because you're fighting it. So yeah, that kind of did her in on that one.
You're welcome.
The court ordered both parties to turn over evidence, and each party has sent in conflicting evidence. I have indication from his phone that he called on those days, and Ms. Coleman has sent in information that she received no call. The only question I have for you, Mr. Coleman, is some of yours say that they are canceled, which means you ended the call before she picked up, which may indicate that why she didn't receive a call on her end. Why did the calls end, sir?
Yes, sir. So that's actually not how that works. When you do FaceTimes,
Yeah.
if they don't pick up, that's how the call registers.
Okay, because my understanding is that call canceled means that it didn't go through, which means you tried. So I can't hold you in contempt for not trying. And ma'am, your information shows that you didn't complete the call, or you never received a call.
Correct.
So I need more than 50% of the evidence to show that somebody's in contempt of court. Neither one of you have made 50%.
I don't know. I think I would believe the register of calls that says the calls were made over the register of calls that doesn't have the calls coming in. Because, I mean, clearly they were made and possibly deleted. I don't know. I don't use FaceTime, so I don't know how it comes up when you delete things, or when the calls are ignored or not answered. I don't know how that looks on any of that. But I think I would go with the call log that shows the calls being placed over the one that's missing the placed calls.
So the question becomes, how the hell do I get you through this? My thought is FaceTime is not working. I would ask that each of you maybe sign up for WhatsApp, which is free. I can order you to do My Family Wizard, which costs you, I think, about $100 a year. It has more features than WhatsApp, but WhatsApp is at least free, but it will allow FaceTime, and it maintains the logs. So, sir, if you try to call, it notices that. Ma'am, if you don't pick up, it notices that. So it would be a more effective way of figuring out what the hell's happening between you two. It looks like everybody's frustrated here. And
may I
yeah,
say something?
Sure.
So we both have iPhones. On an iPhone, when you call somebody, whether it's a FaceTime or a regular phone call, if they hang up before the other party receives that call, it states cancel the call. It would state, if I didn't pick up, a missed call.
Understood, but he's tried and it hasn't been picked up. So I don't know how to deal with that. So I can't hold him in contempt for not trying because he tried. I can't hold you in contempt because it doesn't show that you didn't try to answer the call. And that's where I'm at. I'm sitting here going, okay, now I've got contradictory information from the provisions that you gave. And I thank you for doing that, because most people never comply, by the way, when I ask for this stuff. So I'll give you that. Props for you guys, probably for being young and understanding the system better than an old guy with white hair. You know, all I want is for the contact to be made. So the court orders stand, they will be enforced, but I'm going to order you guys to follow WhatsApp. Okay. I'm giving you, hold on. I'm giving you 14 days to sign up for that and to get it going. The sooner you do it, the better. So if you can sign up the next day or two. Miss Judy, do you have information on how they can sign up for WhatsApp?
It's actually app close. APP.
Oh, app close. I'm sorry.
There we go. That was why my hand was up. APP.
Yeah, well, you know, I call it Facebook and TikTok, you know.
App close. It's a application you can get on the Apple Store. You guys both have
Okay.
that.
Yeah, okay, there you go. So it's I'm sorry, I call it Face Talk and TikTok. So I actually used that line at my son's wedding. See, the old generation can still make some jokes. While this is not a joke, and I do not want to treat it as such, I try to keep it light because I need both of you to get along, and I need all of this to happen. And what I need it to do is to happen.
Agree, Your Honor.
All right.
I do have one question in terms
Sure.
of, I know the first time that we got all together, I just want to make sure there's a clear understanding in terms of how the FaceTime calls have gone, because I have also had issues with how the calls are being conducted, with, again, TVs being involved, iPad, toy.
What do you mean by TVs, iPads, and toys?
So he's like, I remember when we got on the call the first time, you said he should be in a room and he can have the phone, and then if he stays in the room and he talks, then that's one thing. But you also said, hey, he is 5. There's a good chance he might not stay that long.
Right. So, you know, if there are some toys involved, and maybe he's kind of being preoccupied a little bit, so he stays there, maybe it'll help. You know, because what 5-year-old sits there and does nothing except talk? None.
Well,
but
that's
you know,
true.
Yeah.
But the TV part of it is what's been bothering me.
Right. Yeah. If you could shut off the TV, that would be you know.
Oh, I do have these FaceTime calls in his bedroom. There's no TV.
Oh, okay. So what's going on? What is in the background?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
That's what I understand.
All right. Well, see if you can limit the distractions. Obviously, give him something that might keep him a little occupied, but limit the distractions.
I take his iPad, and he doesn't have a TV in his room. All he does is play toys. So I
Okay. All right. So I don't know what's happening, sir. What are you hearing? What do you think you're hearing?
Well, I'm not sure if a bedroom has a couch in it, but I mean, that's exactly so. And then he's usually, and
as I got older, it did. But then again, I also had a waterbed. So
so when I'm talking to him, as soon as I get on the phone, he's like, no, I want to watch TV now. I want to go back to watching TV.
Okay.
We have text messages going back and forth of him or her saying, oh, I told him to pause it before we talked.
Okay.
So
well, because he's
like,
you know, he's got to be preoccupied before you get there. So obviously he's doing what he normally does, and this is an interruption. What we have to do is remind him that, yeah, no, this is time for dad. You know, the TV can restart after this is over.
And I do state that to Miles.
Yeah.
So.
Just keep working on that, because like I said, we've got a 5-year-old. You know, in this day and age, at least we have this. You know, there was a time when you guys were separated when nothing could happen.
Yeah.
I would also like to bring up like the distractions on my end as well as Zach's end of, you know, he did miss last Thursday's phone call. And it feels like every other time he's been calling, it's, you know, he's in the car driving.
Well, I would ask that if you can, sir, what are the problems with you being sedentary for these calls, sir?
There is no problem with me being sedentary. So
okay. You know, just make sure you're in a certain place, and that way you limit distractions from your end, because that could disturb the conversation. You know, 5-year-olds are they're 5-year-olds. God help us. You know, I've got a 24-year-old in the basement right now. God help me. They do get older, and God help you when they do that.
But does the 24-year-old have a couch in his room?
In any event, What else can I help you with? Because that's all I'm trying to do is help you.
I would just like both distractions if he's asking.
Yeah. Well,
And
distractions should be limited on
Mhm.
both ends as best as possible.
Yes.
Keep it as bland as possible on each end. That way there's nothing going on in your background, sir. And as limited as possible, and keep him in his bedroom.
Mhm.
Does he have a couch in his bedroom?
No, he has a bed.
Okay. Is it a pull-out bed or is it a couch bed?
It's just a twin
Okay.
bed.
Okay. So, as I interviewed a 8-year-old a few weeks ago, I had her to show me her bedroom. She named every one of her dolls. I have to interview children every once in a while. And I didn't realize how many dolls she had or how many names she could make them. But, that's an 8-year-old. And that was hard enough for me to interview because by law now, our higher courts have determined that if I don't interview a child that's over 6, that's not, once they're turned 6, I have to interview them, that it's a mistrial. So we have to start all over. And I'm like, I used to not interview any child less than 10. And 8 and 9-year-olds, I've had one that seemed was very capable and competent. So
I would also like to state just one more thing of the constant text messages coming from Zach.
Yeah.
Even though it was stated we need to limit our communication, it's still very harassing.
Maybe we can make app close, whatever app you indicated, Miss Judy, that has the ability for them to communicate through the app, correct?
Yes.
Then why don't we make all communications through the app, because that also monitors your apps. That also says when texts are sent and when texts are sent back.
Perfect. Sounds good to me.
And Miss Coleman, you got to understand, he wants to be involved in this child's life. And, I can't imagine how hard it is to not know,
Be grateful for that, because there's a lot of parents, both genders, that don't care and don't want to have anything to do with the child after the separation, other than using the child as a pawn or a paycheck. So if you have someone who's fighting to be a part of their child's life, don't make it hard on them.
Morning routine was mine when my kids were young. Afternoon routine was my wife's. And we had a hard enough time, and we lived together communicating to figure out what was going on with the kids' lives. So I can imagine that, Mr. Coleman, you feel very left out, and Miss Coleman, you feel harassed because you're trying to deal with day to day. I got to just do things with the kid, not just tell you what I'm doing with the kid.
Right.
I can remember very great fights over that. My wife one time, as I'm, because it used to be that I used to do all the cooking, and then I got certain jobs and I couldn't cook anymore. And my job became, she would feed the kids. I did the morning routine. I got home. I did the dishes while I ate standing up, and then played with the kids. As she's standing there yelling at me while I'm doing the dishes, telling me I don't do enough to help around the house, I've played almost became a Frisbee. But thanks to what I do for a living, I just took a deep breath, because I've worked on a lockdown psych unit. I took a deep breath and said, this is not the moment to address this. And I did address it later, because my wife is anal retentive and obsessive compulsive. Now we will be married for 34 years this coming summer, but every marriage has rough patches. But even then I looked at her and I said, on Saturday, finally, I said, look, you come home, we've got 5 hours worth of work to do every Monday through Friday. We only have 2 hours to do it in. Every Saturday, we still have 8 hours worth of work to do. And we have the 20 hours worth of work that's been left over from the week. So yeah, we're both doing the best we can. Am I helping enough? No. Are you doing enough? You're trying. Neither one of us can do it all. Raising kids is a hell of a job. But keep that in mind, Miss Coleman, when he's trying to ask about what's going on, and yeah, I mean, kids generally tell you, how was your day? It was good. Zoom to the bedroom and play with toys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So she may not know either, Mr. Coleman, because the child has got a world of their own. Just try and accommodate each other in doing that. And remember that each of you are trying to do the best you can under the circumstances that you're in. I didn't choose either of you to be a parent of this child. You guys chose each other. Remember that, because you're going to have to live with each other for a long time because of that child. You have school, graduations, girlfriends, vacations, hopefully, weddings, and grandchildren. I'm at that other stage. You're just starting off with school. There's a lot more to come. Okay. We'll be here to help you get through this with whatever we can, but start using that app. Miss Judy will put it into an order. Sign up as soon as you can and start using that for all of your communications. Okay. That way it's registered and maybe we have better evidence next time as to what's happening, and hopefully we can get you through this. But both of you try to make this happen. The child deserves this, because it is the child's right to parenting time, not yours. Okay. Good luck. I wish I could have been further help. I'm sorry. I was hoping for something. Normally I get some epiphany on evidence, and that didn't happen in this case. And I thank you, Miss Judy, for going through it all before my eyes caught it. Because I looked at it, my eyes crossed the first 2 times I read it. Matter of fact, the first time I read it, she had sent me an email, and halfway through reading it, she retracted the email and it disappeared off my screen. So I'm like, well, what happened? She's like, oh, I retracted that because there were a couple of mistakes. I'm like, okay. I've been trying to read this all morning and go through it.
Thank you.
No, I'm just here to help, because both of you are frustrated. I'm very frustrated because I don't see how it just doesn't match. And I wish both of you well and stay safe.
Thank you.
And try and stay warm. I forgot, where are you stationed, sir?
I'm in Vegas.
Oh, sure, fine. Never mind. You can stay warm. Ms. Coleman, good luck staying warm. We're in 0 degree wind chill at this point. Mr. Coleman, enjoy Las Vegas.
He's both the patient and the therapist at this point.
Well, he's not stationed anymore.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's not. Okay. I'm sorry. Like I said, I was rereading the file and I noticed that he was in the military. So I'm just like, enjoy the good weather, sir. Ma'am, stay warm. I got people working in my attic right now because I know things that I can do and things that I can't do, and I can't do attic work right now. They're redoing some of the vents and stuff because they've been leaking, and that's something I can't do. I am laying 600 square feet of tile in the basement because I'm cheap.
Okay.
So I got 200 feet done, 200 square feet done, 400 more square feet to do. So almost there. But boy, at 63, the body aches. So enjoy being young and in shape. In any event, take care of yourselves. And hopefully I don't have to see you again, but if I have to, I'll see you again.
Thank you.
Take care.
Okay, so we've got
to buckle up. You guys, get ready. This one's wild. You may need to, adjust your volume a little. I did nothing to the volume. Nothing. My hands are clean from this one, but you'll need a shower after it.
Let's see what we've got here.
I can barely hear you, Your Honor.
Mr. Pete, how are you?
Hey, you turn this up? You turn it up?
Have you been able to talk with any of the folks yet, Ms. Robinson?
I talked to Amos, Henderson, and Aguilar.
Okay.
Turn it up.
I don't have an Aguilar. Oh wait.
Gotta get down in the slot.
Okay, yeah, that was a civil matter, so you don't have to worry about Aguilar.
Okay.
That's up. Okay. All right. Mr. P, I'll be right with you. To the other person on post 3, are you Lauren Morris?
Yes, I'm Lauren Morris.
Okay. All right. So, Mr.
In other
Morris,
words,
we're gonna have.
I was born with lost hearing, and I can't fucking hear.
Talking.
I can't hear
Why do I
nothing.
got 2 people talking? What is this?
Mr. Hang on. Mr.
That's
Morris.
the inmate and I'm an inmate. What the hell is going on?
Mr. Pete. Okay, Mr. Pete, you need to be quiet for a minute because I need to talk with this other person. Okay, and I'll be right with you. Mr. Morris, we're gonna have you, he just has a collections matter, Ms. Robinson. And And okay, let's get you and Mr. Pete in a breakout room. Let's do that.
Is she talking to me?
I am now. Yes, Mr. Pete, you're gonna go into a breakout room with Ms. Robinson so she can give you some legal advice on your matter today, okay? Let's see, try this again. Jail tower.
Is
Okay,
this
here
my
you go.
attorney?
Yes. Yeah, we just need you to, there, you just need, you, on the tablet, you just need to join. Deputy, just click on the join.
You gotta come push this button.
Deputy, just go to breakout room and join.
You gotta push button number 1.
Oh, you don't.
That's what it said.
No. Just wait. So come on.
So.
It should have already appeared. Now you have, since it's
It says you gotta-
disappeared, you'll have
You
to
need to
go
listen.
to break.
You gotta push that button.
Mr. Pete, I'm trying to give him directions. Oh, I think they got it. Okay. All right, Mr. Morris, I think it's gonna be a little bit quieter. So let's go ahead and get you arraigned here. Is your full name Lauren Edward Morris?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So this, let me finish this part. All right, Mr. Morris, this is file 24-01560R1. So this is a motion affidavit and bench warrant on a breach of the peace charge from an offense date of May 26th of 2024. The bench warrant issued because you did not come to court for a show cause hearing that was set for November 19th of last year. You have a balance owed of $150 on this. You were supposed to get it paid by September 30th, according to Judge Flores. Why didn't you get this taken care of? You remember?
No, I have a hard time remembering stuff.
Okay. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna give you 30 days. I'm gonna give you an extension to February 7th. Now,
February 7th.
February 7th, if you can't pay it all in full, if you pay half, they're automatically gonna give you another 30-day extension. Even if you don't have any money or you got $5 or whatever, come in by February 7th and make that payment. And we can give you some more time. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, right, Mr. Pete, let's go ahead and get you arraigned. Your full name is Johnny Ray Pete, is that right? Mr. Pete, can you hear me?
Is the judge talking to me?
Yes, I am. Your name is Johnny Ray Pete, is that correct?
In other words, Your Honor, I can barely hear you because this they have a microphone hooked up to the TV, but it's hard for me to hear you. It still sounds like far away. But I'm trying my hardest to hear you though.
Okay.
Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Pete, we have two files and we also have Ms. Robinson. So if you would enter your appearance, Ms. Robinson.
I'm Robinson, Assistant Public Defender for Mr. Pete for purposes of arraignment.
Okay, so we're going to do one at a time. Mr. Pete, we have 24-03805OM. So this is a ticket issued to you on December 28th at 4:42 a.m. at 1215 East Michigan Avenue, which is Sparrow Hospital. It is alleged that you trespassed on that property of another or remained after being told to leave. Now, the other charge is also a trespassing in file 24-03806 OM. This was also issued on December 28th, but earlier in the morning at 3:08 a.m. Also at 1215 East Michigan Avenue, Sparrow Hospital. That charge is also for trespassing upon a property of another or remaining after being told to leave. Now, Mr. Pete, both of those are misdemeanors and both carry a maximum penalty of up to 30 days in jail and or a $250 fine. Mr. Pete, do you understand these charges and the maximum penalties? Do you understand?
Talking to me?
Yes, Mr. Pete, you've just been told about 2 charges of trespassing at Sparrow Hospital.
In other words, I'm having trouble hearing the judge.
Deputy, is there a way that you can, is the deputy still there, Mr. Pete?
Are you saying like what's my name or what?
Mr. Pete,
Huh?
can you hear me?
Yes, I'm Johnny Ray Pete.
Okay. You're charged with 2 counts of trespassing, maximum penalty up to 30 days in jail and or a $250 fine. Do you understand that you have 2 charges
I'm having
of
trouble,
trespassing at Sparrow?
Oh, that's a little bit better. I can hear you now, Your Honor.
Okay. 2 tickets issued December 28th at one at 4:42 a.m., the other at 3:08 a.m. at Sparrow Hospital in the city of Lansing. Both of those charges allege that you trespassed at that location or remained after being told to leave. Do you understand that so far?
Is she saying 2 trespassing charges?
Yes, sir.
In other words, I can't hear her. But it sounded like she was saying 2 trespassing charges.
That's correct, Mr. Pete.
What's she say?
Each,
Can you tell me what she said?
Mr. Pete, yes, 2 charges of trespassing at Sparrow Hospital. The maximum penalty is up to 30 days in jail and or a $250 fine. Do you understand the charges and maximum penalties?
Is she saying like, how do I plead?
Is there a? I haven't read up against it now.
I'm trying to like understand what you're saying, Your Honor. I mean, I can hear you a little bit, but I just can't hear you clearly.
Ms. Robinson, was he able to hear you?
Yeah, but I was yelling.
Okay. Okay.
This is a trespassing charge, right?
Yes, 2 of them.
Is it 1 or is it 2 of them?
2.
You said 2?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure I heard you right.
both at Sparrow Hospital.
So are you saying like, how do I plead or?
No, sir.
Yes, I plead not guilty.
Okay. To both charges. Is he applying for an attorney, Ms. Robinson?
He is, Your Honor.
Your Honor, can I ask you a question, please?
Not yet, not yet. Mr. Pete, you've got 2 trespassing charges at Sparrow Hospital. The maximum penalty is up to 30 days in jail and or a $250 fine. Do you
I understand, Your Honor.
Okay, you are going to have a pre-trial hearing February 11 at 9:30 a.m. with Judge Simmons.
I would, okay, you want me to go to court next month on this, right?
Yes.
Can I have a trial?
Yes.
In other words, I think I can pretty much beat this charge, but I kind of want to fight it because I think it's unfair. Because I wasn't trespassing.
Mr. Pete, we can't talk about it today. You're going to talk to your lawyer.
But in a way, I kind of want to get this over with because I'm tired of fighting it. And
Pete,
my father's like very ill right now. And I just found out he has cirrhosis of the liver.
It's not going to happen today.
I was living with him, but he stabbed me in my head 7 times on the left side of my temple right here. On the left side, you can't hardly see it, but it's a small little gash. And the doctors and nurses did an amazing job passing me up that night. And I was almost bled to death.
Talk about it.
And my dad stabbed me over some cigarettes. And I said, why would you stab me? I said, I'm your oldest son. I do everything for you. And you gonna stab me over a cigarette? And I just in other words, he was really drunk that night too, but
Mr. Pete, you need to stop talking.
I couldn't believe he did that. And he almost killed me. He stabbed me with a box cutter steak knife. Not the short one, but the long blade.
Mr. Pete, you need to stop talking.
But
did you get an address from Mr. Pete, Ms. Robinson?
Possible.
I did. His address is 1710 Rex Street, 48910.
All right. Did he have a phone number?
Can I please get a PR bond?
Not have a phone number, but his brother has a phone number. It's
all right. If you would address
that's my brother's number, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Pete has been in Lansing his whole life.
At the moment.
He does have family here in the area. He can't work because he receives disability. We would be requesting a personal recognizance bond.
My brother's number
it's a $100 PR bond on both matters. Mr. Pete, you're going to be released on this, but don't miss any court dates and don't violate any state or local laws while you're out on bond.
What was that?
You have a PR bond on both, Mr. Pete, but don't miss any court dates.
For next month, right?
That's correct.
Can I get a PR bond, Your Honor?
He's already got it. Thank you, Deputy, if you want to explain that to him.
What was that? Can my attorney help me out here?
Let's move on to the next. Okay, so where are we going next?
I know Post 1 has some folks and Post 2 has some.
Okay.
I'm not sure who's where.
All right. I'm gonna mute while I find out where everybody is.
The judge just needed a break. That's all. She didn't really care where anybody was. She just wanted out of there. I really don't think the jail was the problem. I don't think that the jail did anything wrong. I think the audio was fine. If the audio was not fine, then the jail staff would have known and would have said something and would have taken care of it. I think that was not a technical issue. Yeah, he could hear. He really could, I'm sure. Yeah, just do it. Yeah, Joey Bag of Donuts. He suggested this next one. So I had to put in a little thank you for him. It's possible that he is. It is. And that's a possibility too. I don't know which it is. I'm positive there's some mental health struggles going on there. Absolutely. And yeah, that's all I know. But he was trespassed from the hospital twice. So maybe I have no idea. I can't even imagine why they would have turned him away. I love you, Jenny.
Good morning, everyone. We have a lot to do today. Today is Tuesday, January the 7th. Is Ernesto Alcides Rivera Garcia here? Come right up to the podium if you would.
He's a gentleman. We need help with an interpreter. What's your out?
Yes, she's here.
Okay.
Buenos dias. ¿Es usted Ernesto Alcides Rivera Garcia?
Sí.
Yes.
The lady on the screen there is Vivian Montero.
La señora en pantalla ahí es Vivian Montero.
She is a certified court interpreter and she's going to assist us this morning.
Es una intérprete certificada y nos va a ayudar esta mañana.
Okay. I'm going to take a moment and swear her in as an interpreter.
Voy a tomar un momento y pedir que ella preste juramento como intérprete.
Okay.
Do you swear to the best of your ability you will interpret these matters from Spanish into English and English into Spanish? And would you state your name, please?
Interpreter 18369.
Senor Rivera Garcia, you got charged with driving without a valid driver's license.
Señor Rivera García, el cargo que enfrenta con una licencia vigente.
¿Cómo fue?
Speeding
Exceso de velocidad
and careless driving.
y conducir de manera imprudente.
Okay.
All right.
The first charge is a misdemeanor, no operator's license ever acquired.
El primer cargo es un delito menor de no tener licencia, nunca ha solicitado una.
Iba a solicitarla en estos días, pero me faltaron unos documentos y por eso no la pude solicitar. Y como yo no vivo acá, vivo a 12 horas de acá, por eso tenía la corte acá, no me dio tiempo.
I was going to apply for it in these days, but I was missing a document. I don't live here. I live 12 hours away. I didn't have time to apply for it.
Okay. Well, right now I'm just telling you what the charge is.
Está bien, solo le estoy explicando cuáles son los cargos en su contra.
The second charge, careless driving.
El segundo cargo, conducir de manera imprudente.
Is a civil infraction
Es una infracción civil.
punishable by a fine only.
La penalidad es una multa solamente.
The fine is $175.
La multa son $175.
The speeding charge is also a civil infraction.
También exceso de velocidad es una infracción civil.
And that is punishable by a $150 fine.
Y esa multa son $150.
I just, at 8:22, so just a few minutes ago, I got an email from the White Pigeon Village attorney.
Hace unos minutos atrás recibió un acuerdo del fiscal de Pigeon.
Vivian, you're breaking up, so we're having some difficulty.
How about now? Is that better?
I think so. The city attorney has agreed to dismiss the speeding charge. That'll save you $150.
El fiscal está dispuesto a desestimar el cargo de exceso de velocidad. Eso le va a ahorrar $150.
If you plead guilty or responsible to careless driving,
Si usted contesta responsable a conducir de manera imprudente,
and he would also dismiss the driving without a valid operator's license,
también está dispuesto a desestimar el cargo de conducir sin una licencia.
for a plea to another charge called allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code.
Si usted contestaría culpable al cargo de gravedad reducida de permitir a una persona quebrantar el código de vehículos motores.
That is a misdemeanor.
Sigue siendo un delito menor.
It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100.
Con la máxima penalidad posible hasta 90 días de cárcel y una multa hasta $100.
But it does not go on your driving record.
Pero no será sentado en su registro de conducir.
And it does not carry any points.
Y no conlleva puntos en su registro de conducir.
The normal fine for that is $200.
Normalmente la multa para eso son $200.
Are you willing to plead to the charge of allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code and careless driving?
¿Usted está dispuesto a contestar culpable a cometer una infracción en el Código de Vehículos Motores responsable por conducir de manera imprudente?
If the other charges are dismissed.
Si se desestiman los otros cargos,
Si me considero culpable, solo tendría que pagar la multa.
so if I consider myself guilty, all I have to do is pay a fine?
Yes, it will be $375.
Correcto, será $375.
Michelle, why did we give him one of these in English?
Okay.
I had one in Spanish too,
Okay,
and he ended up signing that, and that's.
I'll need to get the Spanish one.
Your Honor, the answer is okay. Responded okay.
All right. Did anyone threaten you to get you to plead to this charge?
¿Alguien le amenazó para que contestara culpable este cargo?
No.
Or
No.
promise you anything?
¿O le prometieron algo?
No.
No.
Were you driving a car in White Pigeon on December 14th?
¿Estaba conduciendo un auto en White Pigeon el 14 de diciembre?
Sí.
Where were you going?
¿A dónde iba?
Bueno, me detuvieron ya estacionado en una gasolinera. Iba a comprar una gasolinera.
I was going to buy something at the gas station, but they had stopped me there in the parking lot of the gas station.
Do you have a driver's license?
¿Tiene usted una licencia de conducir vigente?
No, le dije que la iba a sacar, pero no me dio tiempo, pues, como no vivo acá y tenía la corte.
No. Like I mentioned, I was going to apply for it, but I didn't have time. I had to come to court.
You're from El Salvador?
¿Usted es del El Salvador?
Sí.
Yes.
How do you happen to be here in America?
¿Cómo es que usted se encuentra aquí en Estados Unidos?
Me acabo de llegar mi permiso de trabajo. Estoy aquí para trabajar.
I just received my work authorization to enable me to work.
Very good. Where do you work?
¿En dónde trabaja usted?
Ahorita por el momento aquí en Elkhart, pero hay veces trabajamos en diferentes estados.
Right now in Elkhart, but we work in different states.
What kind of things do you do?
¿A qué se dedica?
Por el momento trabajamos para Frontier en el aspecto de utilidades, underground.
Underground and public utilities.
There's been a lot of that going on around here all summer.
Mucho de eso ha pasado por aquí todo el verano.
Sí, pero al tiempo del frío muchos se van y no muchos se quedan.
Well, during the time when it's cold outside, a lot of people leave and few people stay.
Yeah, I'd much rather do it in July than January.
Sí, es más agradable trabajar en julio que en enero.
Sí, pero toca trabajar.
Have you spent a winter here yet?
¿Usted ha pasado un invierno aquí antes o no?
Sí, el año pasado.
Yes, last year.
All right. They also said you were going 60 miles an hour in a 25-mile-an-hour zone.
También dijeron que usted viajaba 60 millas por hora en una zona de 24 o 25.
No, a 35-mile-an-hour zone.
Perdón, una zona de 35.
Uh-huh.
Do you agree with that?
¿Está de acuerdo con eso?
Sí.
Yes.
Well, you can't drive until you get a valid license. How'd you get here?
Usted no puede conducir hasta no recibir su licencia. ¿Cómo llegó usted acá al tribunal?
¿Me trajeron?
They brought me. Someone brought me.
All right. We'll confirm that. I think that's probably correct. All right, I'll accept your plea.
Acepto su contestación.
Okay.
Gotta dismiss the speeding ticket.
Voy a desestimar la multa de exceso de velocidad.
For the violation of the motor vehicle code, it's a $75 fine.
Para el costo de la infracción del Código de Vehículos Motores, la multa son 75.
I'm gonna make sure he didn't drive.
Yes, sir.
$75 crime victims' rights fee and a $50 state minimum fee. That's a total of $200.
$75 para víctimas de delito y costo mínimo estatal de 50, un total de $200 para este cargo.
That's due in 30 days by February the 7th.
Tiene que pagarlo a los 30 días, no a más tardar el 7 de febrero.
Ok. Tengo de aquí hasta el 3 entonces para pagarlo.
So I had from now until
February 7th.
hasta el 7 de febrero para pagarlo.
Okay.
All right.
So that's the first part, 200.
Eso es la primera parte, 200.
Okay.
It's checking right now, sir.
Thank you. And for the speeding, I mean, the careless driving, that's $150.
I thought you said 175, Your Honor.
I did, but I'm going to reduce it.
Okay. Entonces, para el cargo de conducir de manera imprudente, era 175, pero lo voy a rebajar a 150.
Keep in mind all of these breaks that Judge Middleton is giving him.
Okay.
I'm going to do the fine for the speeding rather than careless driving. It's lower.
Voy a poner el costo de la multa para el cargo de exceso de velocidad, el costo en lugar de lo que es para conducir de manera imprudentemente, porque el otro es menos.
Okay.
So you have two separate envelopes. One is for the misdemeanor, one is for the civil infraction.
Hay dos sobres aparte, uno para el costo de delito menor de 200 y el otro para la infracción civil, que son 150.
The total that you owe is $350 by February 7th.
El total que debe son $350 y se tiene que pagar antes del 7 de febrero.
Okay.
All right.
Can you do that?
¿Lo puede hacer?
Sí.
All right, you're good to go, sir.
Muy bien, ya se puede.
¿Lo puedo pagar ahorita de una vez?
We'll make sure
Ahí.
you didn't drive here.
Can I cancel it out all at once today? Can I
Yeah,
pay
you
it
can
today?
just pay it all. You can pay it by credit card or just pay with cash here today at the courthouse and be all done with it.
Sí, se puede pagar en la ventanilla aquí en la sala del tribunal. Puede pagar en efectivo o con tarjeta de crédito y ya cancelarlo de una vez.
Okay, muchas gracias.
Thank you so much.
All right, you're good to go. Thank you.
Ya se puede retirar. Gracias.
Gracias.
I'd like to speak once again to Ernesto Rivera Garcia. Would you come back up, sir? Vivian, could you join us once again, please? And
Yes, I'm
Shannon, could you
connected.
bring me that file back?
I'm connected.
Ernesto Garcia.
Oh.
Oh, did they have my, oh, there it is.
You got it?
But I need Ernesto Rivera Garcia.
So I took that file, is that what you're saying?
I believe so, yes. You took it with my blessing, but I needed it further.
No problem.
All right, we dealt a little earlier this morning with this defendant.
Tratamos con este acusado un poco más antes esta mañana
With the assistance of our interpreter Vivian Montero.
con la ayuda de nuestro intérprete Vivian Montero.
And the defendant is a big fat liar.
Y el acusado es un mentiroso grande.
Which makes me unhappy.
Lo cual no me deja feliz.
He's here in Michigan driving too fast without a valid license.
Está en Michigan aquí conduciendo demasiado rápido y no tiene una licencia de conducir.
He has lawful worker status,
Él tiene autorización de trabajo para poder trabajar,
but he can't drive a car.
pero no puede conducir un auto.
And I suspect that he drives all the time for his employment.
Y yo sospecho que él maneja en todo momento para el empleo.
In fact, he drove here to court today.
De hecho, él mismo manejó aquí al tribunal hoy día,
After telling me that he did not drive here today.
después de haberme dicho que no condujo aquí hoy.
It is much warmer in El Salvador in January than it is in Michigan.
Está mucho más caliente en El Salvador en enero que lo está en Michigan.
If you'd like to go back to El Salvador, a good way to do that is to lie to the judge.
Si usted desea regresar a El Salvador, la mejor manera de hacerlo es echarle mentiras al juez
And have me give you about 90 days in jail for contempt.
y yo encerrarle en la cárcel 90 días por el desacato.
In which case you will come to the attention of the Immigration Service.
En ese caso, le llamará la atención al servicio de migración
And they will send you home.
y le enviará a su casa.
You said, I intend to get a license, but I haven't got around to doing it yet.
Usted dijo que tenía la intención de sacar su licencia, pero no había tenido tiempo para hacerlo.
I don't think you can get a license.
No creo que usted pueda conseguir una licencia.
You don't have a permanent residence.
No tiene la residencia permanente.
And you don't have permanent residency status.
Y usted no tiene regularizado su situación migratoria.
What vehicle did you drive here?
¿Qué vehículo usted condujo acá?
Solo la manejé 2 minutos porque el que me trajo se quedó más atrás a hacer una diligencia y fue una Ram 3500.
I only drove it 2 minutes because the person who brought me dropped me off 2 minutes away. And it's a Ram. He had an errands to run. And it's un Ram 500, dijo, 300, 500, 350.
3,500.
So it's a 3,500 Ram.
He had errands to run without his vehicle. So he stopped 2 minutes away from the courthouse, and they got out and they went and walked their errands, and you drove the truck the rest of the way to the courthouse? That makes perfect sense. Oh, that's so logical.
Who owns it?
¿Quién es el dueño?
Mi jefe.
Your Honor, because this may
My
result in
boss.
more criminal charges, I would ask that his right to remain silent on this.
I'm not gonna put him in jail. I'm just gonna kick him out of here.
Okay.
Su señoría, yo pido que él no diga más porque eso puede tener a consecuencia más cargos criminales.
And I don't believe what you just told me,
Y yo no le creo lo que me acaba de decir.
that someone drove you to 2 minutes of the courthouse, got out, and then you drove from the courthouse to here. So please stop lying to me or I will put you in jail.
Yo no creo que alguien le trajo a 2 minutos aquí para hacer una diligencia y usted condujo 2 minutos acá. Así que deje de echarme mentiras o le voy a encerrar en la cárcel.
Does your company own the truck or does it belong to a private person?
¿La compañía es el dueño de la camioneta o una persona?
Es una persona, mi jefe. Él es el dueño de la compañía.
It's a person. He's my boss. He's the owner of the company.
All right, where is he?
¿Dónde se encuentra él ahora mismo?
En su casa porque tuvo un accidente
At his house
Antes
because he
de-
had an accident
antes de Año Nuevo.
before New Year's.
Where did you drive here from?
¿De dónde vino? ¿De dónde condujo usted hoy hasta acá?
Aquí nomás, yo no le miento. Ahorita va a venir alguien, viene la persona a recogerme.
I'm
Yo no
not
planeo
telling you a
manejar.
lie. I only drove a little way. There's somebody
Well-
coming by to pick me up.
All right, what time did you, when you left your house this morning, where did you leave from?
Cuando salió de su casa, ¿de qué lugar salió usted?
White Pigeon.
The White Pigeon.
All right, you go out there and sit there and wait till someone comes and picks you up. We're gonna make
Vaya,
sure that
siéntese,
person,
vaya, siéntese ahí y vamos a asegurar que alguien pase por usted.
we're gonna make sure that person has a valid license.
Vamos a asegurar que esa persona tiene una licencia vigente.
Usted no sé si la tiene, pero sí alguien va a venir por mí. Y si
I
no,
don't know.
pues
I don't
llamo
know.
a alguien más que tenga licencia para que vengan a
I
recogerme.
don't know if he has a valid license or not, but if he doesn't, then I can call someone else to come pick me up. Who does?
You may want to call them now because if they show up to the courthouse and they don't have a valid license, you just got somebody else in trouble for your stupidity. Good job.
All right, that's what you need to do.
Eso es lo que tiene que hacer.
Otherwise, they will impound your truck and take it to a record yard.
De lo contrario, van a mandarle la camioneta al corralón.
Ok, está bien.
Pay to get
Okay,
it
that's
out.
fine. Y
All right,
tendrá
you
que
go wait
pagar
in the
para
hall
sacarlo.
until somebody comes to get you. And for future purpose, the best advice is don't lie, don't look the judge in the eye and lie to their face.
Puede esperar en el pasillo y para propósitos en el futuro, no mire a los ojos a un juez y que le eche mentiras.
Okay.
Please go.
Retírese ya.
All right.
Ooh, Judge Middleton was so mad. He was holding himself back from adding on additional punishments that just go at the end. Like, when my parents would do that, I was terrified. I knew I was in trouble. Like, that's a huge disappointment kind of announcement. Just go. Like, I don't even want you in my sight right now. Just get out of here, you know? Yeah. Thank you, Joey Bag of Donuts, for that one. This is Judge Perkins. I have hopscotched the docket together. So you're going to see defendants appear and reappear, and their case is done, and suddenly they're back, and you know how that goes. So fair warning. Yeah, it does. It sure does. Yeah. And this is for Finna 7, because this is Finna 7's favorite judge.
On the Samsung, good morning to you. I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself and start your camera, please, and state your name. Samsung SMA125U. There's your camera. And unmute yourself, please. And what is your name?
Glaze. Robert Glaze.
Glaze?
Yeah, like glazed donut.
All right, can you take your hat off? Good morning to you.
We have a theme tonight, apparently.
Yes, good morning. Yes.
You got chocolate star bananas?
Pardon me?
Give me the yellow pack.
Come on that long live show boy, baby. You got, what is your name? Long live show.
I got it in the car. I'm about to grab it.
Show baby. Did somebody sound like they're at the store? All right, let's try to get Glaze. Okay, Robert Lewis.
Hello. Hello.
Yep. What is your name, sir?
Robert Glaze.
No, I have you, Mr. Glaze. What is your name with the Cho baby? You're sitting in the car.
Yes, sir.
You're sitting in the driver's seat of a car.
Sir.
What is your name, sir?
Roshan Lane.
All right, you can't drive on Zoom, all right?
Yeah, no, I'm not driving. I just got in the car because it was noisy in the house.
All right. And your name again?
Roshan Latrell Lane.
Lane. Roshan. Good morning to you.
The kids getting ready for school and stuff, so they're a little.
All right, mute yourself until we call your name, all right?
All right.
Your Honor, just so the court's aware, we've reached a deal on Mitch Logan.
We're gonna get going here. All right, I have another iPhone that I just let in the room. I'm asking you to unmute yourself and turn your camera on. State your name, please, on the iPhone.
He's looking at me.
No, pointing to you. iPhone is the young lady down there.
Jerry Lewis.
Jerry Lewis.
Jerry Lewis.
Jerry. It's Jerry.
Spell it, please.
SHERRI.
Okay, SHERRI Lewis. LEWIS.
Yes, sir.
Good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
We didn't need that shot.
It's an X-ray.
Mr. Logan, you're making a lot of noise, sir.
I apologize. Yep.
This is the city of Detroit versus Mitchell Earl Logan, case number SP 1641897. Counts 1 and counts 2. Appearance for the record, please.
Morning, Your Honor. Attorney Kevin Burton appearing on behalf of defendant Mitch Logan, who is present on the Zoom call, PH6626.
All right, good morning to you. Mr. Logan, state your name for the record, please.
Mitchell Logan.
All right, today is the day and time set for pretrial. You indicated you worked something out.
We did, Your Honor. Yes. Mr. Bowman is the prosecuting attorney on this case. He and I spoke. We agreed to dismiss the misdemeanor for lack of cycle endorsement, and the careless driving would be reduced to a limited access 1 to 5 over speeding ticket.
Stipulate to the face of the ticket as an act of factual basis for that responsible client's behalf.
Yes, we do, Your Honor.
Stipulate to probable cause for the dismissal of the other matter.
Yes, we do, Your Honor.
Find your client responsible for the amended count of limited access 1 to 5, $125. When can you pay it, Mr. Logan?
Yes, sir.
When can you pay it?
Oh, I can pay it right now immediately or whenever the court sees fit.
Make sure it gets paid before tomorrow. This is the 8th. I'll give you till tomorrow. January 8th. Pay it, and then he did that kiosk in the city of Detroit. I'm told you can upload that app to your phone, or you can come on down to the courthouse and pay it. Those are the two best ways I can tell you to pay it, sir. It'll go instantly there. If you don't have any further questions, Happy New Year to both here, Mr. Logan, Mr. Burton, and be safe.
Thank you, Your Honor. Happy New Year to you as well. We have no further questions, and Happy New Year to Mr. Bowman also. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.
All right. City of Detroit versus Tanisha Renee. Case number SP 1066784, counts 1, 2, and 3. SP 126590551. SP 51046991. SP 8355781. State of Michigan versus Tanisha Renee Logan, case number SX 4059263, counts 1. SP 140900585, counts 1. Appearance for the record, please.
Tanisha Little.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
Elwood S. Berry Jr. on behalf of the defendant, Your Honor.
I'm well, thank you. Today is the date and time set for a pretrial. Give Ms. Little an updated offer, Mr. Berry. I'm going to put you in a breakout room, Ms. Little, Mr. Berry, have a conversation. If you don't like the offer, keep in mind you have an absolute right to a trial, okay?
Okay.
All right, let's go back to the record with Ms. Little. Ms. Little. I'm giving you an opportunity to speak to counsel. Counsel, what your client want to do?
Your Honor, we require a bench trial date. She needs to return with documents.
You want to do this, Little? Let's speak to February. Ms. Little, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I didn't bring the documents because I didn't know that I had needed them. I'm at work and I work on outreach, so I'm not in my car.
You're in court, ma'am, so you need to bring whatever you can bring as related to these tickets. Come back on February 28, 2025 at 9 a.m. Best of luck to you, and I'll see you back next month.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Morning, boy.
Mr. Lane, you're still interrupting me.
Yeah, no, sir. I'm in the house.
You are interrupting me.
Huh?
I said you're interrupting me. You're talking. I can't have the talking in the background noise.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ask you to mute yourself, please.
Sorry about that, sir.
Sorry. Which television is that on? Grant? Please mute your television or mute your device, please.
This poor judge just can't get a win. This is how every docket is.
They're in court. People's in court.
All right, this is the city of Detroit versus Bradley Graham III, case number SP 140103002, SP 1401031, State of Michigan versus Bradley Graham III, case number SX 39090731, and Z8093641. Appearance for the record, please.
Aaron Overtree on behalf of Bradley Graham III, P number 69167. Mr. Graham, can you state your name?
Bradley Graham.
All right, good morning to you. Today is the date and time set for a pre-trial. Is that correct? Was this adjourned so you can get an attorney? What about the testing, Mr. Graham? Have you been testing?
Yes.
And what am I going to find when I check on that testing?
The first one, when I first went, I didn't pass, but the rest of them I did.
Call probation down here, please, Mr. Graham. I'll pass the matter. All right, Mr. Bradfield, good morning to you. Officer Bradfield.
Good morning, Judge, and Happy New Year.
Are you back? Are you here for Graham?
Yes, sir.
Now let's go back on the record with Mr. Bradley Graham. Mr. Ogletree, are you there?
He might still be speaking with his client.
Oh, he's in the room.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right, we'll wait on Mr. Ogletree. He must maybe in another hearing. Mr. Ogletree, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's go back on the record with Mr. Graham. Mr. Graham, I've given you an opportunity. Well, let's let Mr. Bradfield. Officer Bradfield, good morning to you. Can you state your name for the record and give us an update on Bradley Graham, please? Okay, I think Mr. Bradfield may be in another hearing now.
I also have Miss Sharon Lee. I'm ready, Your Honor.
Let's go back on the record with Mr. Bradley Graham. Mr. Bradfield, Officer Bradfield, good morning to you. Happy New Year to you.
Good morning, Your Honor. Happy New Year.
Put your appearance on the record, please.
For the record, Gary Bradfield appearing on behalf of probation.
All right, what's going to go on? Do you have any update on what's going on with Mr. Graham?
Mr. Graham was referred on 11/15 of 2024 to test once a week. No drinking. Mr. Graham has been testing at ATS in Detroit. I referred him on the 19th of November. Mr. Graham's initial test on the 29th of November was positive for alcohol. Since that time, he's been negative. He did have a failed to report on December the 18th, 2024. Since that time, he has been testing regularly. No alcohol or no drugs.
Can you email me that report that you're reading from, please?
Certainly can, Your Honor.
All right. So you were upfront about the and I'm speaking to Mr. Graham here, upfront about the negative test. Why is the positive? Why is it after I tell you not to drink that you go and you drink?
It was already in my system.
No.
I didn't drink like the day or nothing like that. After
No.
it, and have no, it was already in my system.
All right, read that back to me, Mr. Read that back to me, Mr. What day did he test positive?
Judge, he tested positive on November the 29th of last year, 2024.
Was the November the 29th date, the date that I sent him to test? Was that the date he came in here and he got the order was entered?
He got the referral on the 15th of November.
Okay, so it wasn't already in your system.
No, I'm saying when I went to to do the test, it was already in my system.
Obviously, because listen, because you were drinking and I told you not to. Right?
Yes, sir.
So what makes you do that? Do you need some help?
No, sir.
And then we have a mistest.
I have to work, sir. No transportation to move around like that. So I end up going later that week. I end up going on a Sunday instead of the actual day. I just had to pay the money.
I don't care.
You just had to wait until you knew that you were clean, because you figured out with your positive test that it's a lot longer than one day. It's 96 hours.
They say if you come late or if you don't show up, you could come the next day or the day after or something like that. So I end up showing up the next day and taking the test because I couldn't make it on the actual day.
Listen, there's an allegation that you decided to get in a motor vehicle and drive with a super high VAC, super drunk. That's the allegation. It's my job to protect society as best I can for you getting in the driver's seat of the vehicle again. Not to say that you're guilty of it this time, but getting in the driver's seat of the vehicle and killing someone. Now, all this about I couldn't get around, I had to work, and I had this. You put yourself potentially. You basically allegedly caused all of this. I already told you if it was a positive or a missed or a diluted test, we were going to up the ante on the bond. Didn't I say that, Mr. Graham?
Yes.
Did I say that?
Yes, sir.
Did you give me the report, Mr. Bradfield? Yeah, you're muted.
I'm gonna go to my copier, Judge, and I'm gonna email you that right now. So I'm gonna go off screen for a moment.
How many, just tell me how many tests has he done since he was ordered to do it?
Showing 4 tests. It was a test on the 26th of December and January 2nd, but those results have not came in yet.
So only 4 tests that we have results for?
He missed on he missed on December 18th. So that would have been a screen right there.
So he's had positive or missed tests for roughly half.
All right. I'll get it later. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to up the test. I'm going to adjust the bond to test 2 times per week.
How many times?
Twice per week.
I don't have the means of transportation, and I have a child I have to watch. I can't make it there every day like that. I don't have the mobile transportation to be able to do that.
Listen, it's not up for discussion. It's not every day. It's twice a week. This is what you cause when you. I'm not even necessarily talking about the mistest, but I can assume that you missed the test on December 18th during the holidays because you were drinking.
No, sir. You cannot report to them people and take no tests with no money. They're not going to let you take it.
Don't argue with the judge.
That's it. Twice per week. All the other bond conditions remain the same. All right, Mr. Berry.
Can I say something, Judge?
You may.
If you do not have no money, if you come into their place, they are not going to test you. So if you do not have no money on to go pay for it, they will not test you at all. They will turn you around. So if I didn't have no money on that day, I cannot get tested. I mean, I'm willing to do it.
Wait a minute. So listen. So here's the deal. Here's what I'm taking in everything that you're saying. You didn't say that you didn't have any money, and that's why you missed the test on the 18th.
That was the last one, and then I was coming to court. No, the 18th. No, the 18th I did go. I went later that week, but the last week that just was passed before I had to come to court, I didn't make it.
Okay, so we got 2 missed dates, and we got a positive date. So out of the 7 or 8 weeks that I've asked you to test, you've only made 4 of them, and then 1 of them was positive.
No, I made all of them. I just was late one and missed one.
You said you're late one, and you didn't. And you said you're gonna be late this one, that you missed this last one.
Is missing one, is that similar to the alcohol was already in my system when I went to drink or when I went to test because I drank? Like, it's kind of the same logic going on there. Yeah. It's a distinction without a difference.
Oh, Lord. Okay. If you say so, sir.
That's what you said.
I'm not trying to make no excuse. Whatever you want me to do. But what my question was, I was trying to ask you, is there any way possible me taking a test? Can it be like a scheduled date? Because the way my schedule is set up, I can't just go off the
It does not work like that. You can get the whole purpose of the random testing is to make sure that you don't. If you knew I was going to test you on Monday, then on Friday you wouldn't drink anything, but Tuesday you can go right back and drink again, and then we'd never know.
I'm not trying to go past what you're saying, sir. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just saying the way I have a young child that's here right now that I'm watching, and I have to wait till his mother get off to go to work. So it's like my schedule be like different ways. You kind of get where I'm going.
I understand that. Listen, Mr. Bradfield, he can get an alcohol monitor on him. Mr. Bradfield, is there any way that if he's not financially able to do something, does the probation department have any resources for him to test?
Judge, all drug testing fees cost money, as well as the alcohol monitor. That's also a installation fee, and they charge you for that per day. So I think what's going on right now is the best option is for him to stay what he's doing.
Well, he's not being able to make these tests, and he's gonna keep on getting violated.
You know, having the money to test is not optional. You know, it's like it's a court order, so they need to put some priority on it.
That's what he needs to understand. Go back in the breakout room and speak with your lawyer. I'm good, Attorney Officer Bradfield. Thank you for joining.
So will his testing frequency change today, or will I be updated?
I'll let him speak with his lawyer.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Go to breakout room 5. He's in 8. All right. Good enough. Let's pass the matter. All right, Grant. Let's pass the matter. Let's go back on the record with Graham. Let's get Graham out of here. Let's go back on the record with Graham. All right. Did you have a conversation with your client, Mr. Ogletree?
Yes.
All right. This is one time. Mr. Graham.
Yes.
I'm not going to hear any more excuses. You understand me?
Yes.
He understands.
No more. Pardon me?
He understands. I know one of the things the court was mentioning with the probation was about an alcohol tether. Mr. Graham wants to make sure that there's no slip-ups, no issues. If an alcohol tether is available, he said he's willing to pay the fee for it.
In other words, I know I can't control myself, so put a tether on me so that I'm forced to control myself.
So that it's not an issue.
You see what I'm saying? So this is all everything you say, I'm listening to it. And at first, if I go to the place and I don't have any money, they're gonna turn me around.
Yes.
Alcohol tether costs way more than, if my understanding, costs way more than going up there and paying the $15 fee. I can get you an alcohol tether. Do you know how much alcohol tether costs, Mr. Overstreet?
I think it's like about $300 a month, something like that.
$300 a month.
Mm-hmm. So if I could explain maybe a little bit better about what Mr. Graham's point was, he was saying that during the holidays he didn't receive any pay, and also his job switched companies. So where he was working at became another company. So he said he didn't have any money to pay at that time, but he does work, and he also takes care of his child. So he wants to make sure that there's no slip ups, what have you. So he's willing to try to do a cartel if there's a way to waive the fee for that cartel or reduce it, that would be helpful. Because finances are an issue, but he wants to make sure he does what the court tells him to do.
Well, you're gonna have to speak with Mr. Bradfield about that, about the payment and stuff like that, and how much it's gonna cost. But, you know, he said that about it. I'm not gonna keep going back over, but he said that about the January issue, because I'm assuming that the January thing is gonna come back missed too, based on what he said. So, he said when you show up and you don't have any money, they turn you away. So I'm assuming that's what he said on January. On the December 18th issue, he said that he had to work and he went a couple days later. Okay, so he didn't show up. And then on the first instance where he tested on the 29th, he was negative. And he said because the alcohol was still in the system. But I asked him to test weeks before that he even went to that. So he basically admitted to drinking after I ordered him not to. So as my count is 1, 2, as we know, and based on what he said to the court, is 3 indications of not following the court order for whatever reason.
Staying on there.
Did I hear that right, or am I confused?
No, I mean that's correct. I mean, the only thing I would say is what he was explaining before. He was saying that in terms of one of the missed screens, where he said he showed up late or what have you, he said that
I'm not Mr. Overstreet. I'm not about to hear the excuses anymore, because what it amounts to me, is all excuses. One form or another, whether they're valid excuses or whether they're, I'm not even getting into that.
Understood.
I'm getting into the fact that you are a 35-year-old man, or about to be 35 years. You have young kids, and it's a time to be step up and be responsible and make things happen and work. A lot of times we have to do things without having all the resources that we need. I should order him to watch that Tyler Perry movie that I watched the other night, 688. And if you watch that, and you see how people have to do with and make do for what they have, then you probably wouldn't come in here with those excuses. You would just get stuff done. So this is it. I'm not gonna up it. I'm gonna buy his excuse because I got a baby and I can't do this and I can't do that. This is the only time I'm buying it. Come back in here one more time with another excuse, and I'm gonna remember this, and it's gonna up twice. All right?
Yes, sir.
Bond conditions remain the same. What are you gonna do about a date, Mr. Ogletree? What do you need?
The prosecution provided an offer. He wanted to avail himself to the offer.
So what are we doing?
So, no contest, do like a memory. In regards to the super drunk, it would be operating while visibly impaired, and then open alcohol driver being reduced, and then 2 drove while license suspended will be reduced to allowing.
Operating while visibly impaired is the
correct.
All right, and then give me the rest of it. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 on the same.
So super drunks are being reduced to operate while visibly impaired. Then open alcohol driver is being reduced to passenger. Then drove while license suspended. 2 charges of those are being reduced to allowing an unlicensed driver to drive.
Both of them?
Correct.
All right, you want to take the deal, sir?
Yes.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Or you can put your hand down. Do you understand the maximum possible penalty for this offense is 93 days in jail and or $500 in fines?
Yes.
Do you understand that you have an absolute right to a trial?
Yes.
Mr. Ogletree went over your other advice and rights in the breakout room, did he not?
Yes.
You understood those rights?
Yes.
You have any questions about those rights?
No.
You know, by taking this deal, you're going to give those rights up?
Yes.
Has anybody offered you anything other than what's stated in the record?
No, sir.
All right, let me draw your attention back to September the 7th, 2024, at around 5:58 a.m. in the city of Detroit, in the area of 17230 Harbor Avenue. Did you have an occasion on that day to be in that area around that date and that time?
Your Honor, he's pleading no contest, do like a memory.
On just that one, let me draw your attention back to October.
He told me he doesn't remember any of those. Any of the.
I guess it's too much alcohol, huh? You're willing to take this under a no contest plea? No, any objection to take this under a no contest plea for lack of recollection, Mr. Bowman?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. Will you stipulate to the face of the ticket as an accurate factual basis for these no contest pleas on your client's behalf?
We stipulate to each ticket.
No contest plea is going to be treated as a guilty plea. With that stipulation, I'm going to enter a no contest plea on your client's behalf, and we're going to have to get sentencing. Sentencing date is going to be February the 4th. February the 14th, I'm sorry, February the 14th at 10 a.m. I'm going to order a pre-sentence investigation report. Those other bond conditions are going to remain the same. I'm going to refer this to probation. I need a good phone number from you, please. You need to answer the calls. the number to probation is 313. It may not be Mr. Bradfield. It may assign you a different probation officer.
Okay, I need to write that down real quick.
I guess you can tell I'm not a person that's much on excuses for a 35-year-old man that's out here super drunk at 6 in the morning when it's what day was that?
I understand.
That has kids that I'm sure your kids really want you back home and not going to a funeral or having to see you in the hospital or going to prison because you killed somebody else.
Yes, sir.
Can you give me that? Can you give me that number one more time, please?
So they shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to call them. They should call you. But just make sure that they don't get in touch with you. Don't let the week go out without doing something about it. All right, taking some responsibility. All right.
Okay, sir.
All right. If there's nothing further, sir, Happy New Year to you, and I'll see you back on Valentine's Day, February 14th.
Can you tell me the time?
At 10 a.m.
Okay, thank you.
All right. City of Detroit versus Roshan Lane. Case number 17-3102331. Appearance for the record, please.
Elwood S. Berry Jr. on behalf of the defendant. State your full name, Mr. Lane.
Now you got into the passenger seat. All right. Good morning to you. Today is the date and time set for Raymond on the bench warrant. Go ahead, Counselor.
Yes, Your Honor. We would waive the reading of the information and stand mute, Your Honor.
Yeah, not guilty plea on your client's behalf. Give your client a $0 bond. Mr. Lane owes a no insurance civil. He owes a few other tickets as well. I think like $804 worth, but the no insurance civil, $306, is preventing him from getting the clearances here at the 36th District Court. Mr. Lane, I'm gonna enter a not guilty plea on your behalf, give you a $0 bond. I'm gonna put you in a breakout room with Mr. Berry. He's gonna have a conversation with you. He's gonna get you an offer. If you don't like the offer, keep in mind you have an absolute right to a trial, all right? Join the room, please.
Ready, answer, Mr. Lane, Your Honor.
Let's go back on the record with Mr. Lane. Mr. Lane, I've given you an opportunity to speak to counsel. Counsel, what's your client want to do?
Your Honor, my client would avail himself of the people's offer to enter a plea to allow it.
You didn't just want to go get a driver's license and come back?
As it turns out, Your Honor, apparently not. He has tickets in other jurisdictions.
Very well. You want to take the deal, Mr. Lane?
Yes, sir.
Raise your right hand, please. You swear or affirm, tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You can put your hand down. Do you understand the maximum possible penalty for this offense, 93 days in jail and or $500 in fines?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you have an absolute right to a trial? Mr. Berry went over your other advice and rights and breakout room, did he not?
Yes, sir.
Understood those rights?
Yes, sir.
Any questions about those rights?
No, sir.
You know about taking the deal, you're gonna give those rights up?
Yes, sir.
Anybody offered you anything other than what's been stated in the record?
No, sir.
Let me draw your attention way back to March the 30th, 2017. At around 3:20 p.m. in the city of Detroit, in the area of 7 Mile and Livernois, did you have an occasion on that day to come in contact with the Detroit Police Department?
Yes, sir.
Were you operating a motor vehicle?
Yes, sir.
And did the officer ask you to produce a valid driver's license?
Yes, sir.
You couldn't do so, could you?
No, sir.
Why is that?
I didn't have one, sir.
Very well. Find your client guilty of the amended count of allowing. $240 will be the fine. I'll dismiss upon payment. When can you pay it?
I get to like January 20th, sir.
He was the one that kept interrupting the hearing earlier with all of his nonsense noise.
I'll give you the January 24th. Come back on that Friday. Come back at 8:25. If it's paid, we'll dismiss the case. You'll pay it at any DivDat kiosk in the city of Detroit. I'm told you can upload the DivDat app to your phone, or you can come on down to the courthouse and pay it in person. Those are the two best ways I can tell you to pay it. If it's nothing further, Mr. Lane, Happy New Year to you and be safe.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Happy New Year to you, too.
Best of luck to you. You have Sharon Lee?
Yes. I think it just said Sharon iPhone.
I didn't know that you had Sharon Lee. All right. What's Miss Lee's middle name?
Oh,
Tenise.
yeah, Tenise.
This is the city of Detroit versus Sharon Tenise Lee, case number SP 1172221, SP 1600657. Appearance for the record, please.
Aaron, we're talking about behalf of Miss Lee. Miss Lee, can you please state your name?
Ask you to unmute yourself.
Sharon Lee.
Say that again, Miss Lee. I'm sorry.
Sharon Lee.
Good morning to you. Today is the date and time set for a pre-trial. What do you want to do with these cases, Mr. Ogletree?
So the open alcohol driver is being reduced to passenger, and interfering with government employees being reduced to disorderly conduct with a 3-month delayed sentence. She wishes to avail herself to the offer.
Is that what you want to do, Ms. Lee?
Yes.
Can you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. Do you understand the maximum possible penalty for these offenses are 93 days in jail and or $500 in fines?
Yes.
You understand that you have an absolute right to a trial?
Yes.
Mr. Ogletree went over your other advice or rights in the breakout room, did he not?
Yes.
You understood those rights?
Yes.
Have any questions about those rights?
No, sir.
You know, by taking a deal, you're going to give those rights up?
Yes, sir.
Has anybody offered you anything other than what's been stated in the record?
No, sir.
Let me draw your attention back to April the 8th, May the 8th, 2021 at around 12:54 a.m. in the city of Detroit in the area of Shoemaker and Cadillac. You have an occasion on that day to come in contact with the Detroit Police Department?
Yes.
Were you in a motor vehicle?
I was.
You have some alcohol in that motor vehicle?
Yes, sir.
And what did you have?
I don't remember the brand of alcohol. It's been so long.
Do you remember whether it was open or not?
Yes, sir.
And was it some alcohol in the container?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm gonna find your client guilty to the amendment count of open alcohol and motor vehicle passenger. And let me draw your attention back to August the 1st, 2025, around 5:50 p.m. in the city of Detroit, the area of Buckingham and Bremen. Did you have an occasion on that day in the city of Detroit? Did you have an occasion on that day to come in contact with Detroit Police Department?
Yes.
What did you do?
I was.
Can I have Ordera?
Say that again.
Hold on. Let your attorney. He's gonna ask you some questions.
Yeah, on that day and time, you came in contact with the police?
Yes.
And you came in contact with the police because your son was being arrested?
No, he wasn't being arrested.
Or he was being detained?
Right.
Okay, and you got into an argument with the police because of that?
I didn't get into an argument. Well, yes. Okay.
No, that's not okay. It's not okay. You tell us what happened. If you didn't do it, if you don't do it, then you just Don't plead guilty to something you didn't do. If you say you didn't do it, did you get into an argument with them or not?
I think the only discrepancy I'm having, Your Honor, is the argument part, but I am under the understanding that what I did or my tone of voice may have not been the best. So that's the only problem I'm having.
We're not here because of a tone of voice.
Okay.
That doesn't get you interfering with would the police had an active investigation against your son?
Yes.
And did you do something to inhibit that investigation or anything?
Yes.
What did you do?
I asked a question.
I'm not finding her guilty of interfering with a police investigation, a government employee for asking a question.
I'm pretty sure that there was more than just a question for them to have arrested her.
For her son that's being detained, I would ask the question myself.
Okay, can I talk to her further in the breakout room?
You may.
All right.
All right, join, go to, all right, just give me is Mr. Bradfield ready? Officer Bradfield, probation officer Bradfield? All right, go to 5. Go to 5, please. Join the room, Ms. Lee. All right, let's go back on the record, Miss Lee, Sharon Lee. Ms. Lee, I've given you an opportunity again to speak to counsel. Counsel, what's going to go on with this now?
She's just requesting a bench trial date.
Trial date is going to be March the 6th, 2025 at 9 a.m. Okay.
Thank you.
March the 6th. Ms. Lee, Happy New Year to you. Best of luck. I'll see you back on March the 6th.
Happy New Year.
All right. All right. Who are we ready on?
Miss Lewis, Your Honor.
Let's go back on the
Sherry
record.
Lewis.
Let's go back on the record with Miss Lewis. Miss Lewis, I've given you an opportunity to speak to counsel. Counsel, what's your client want to do?
Your Honor, my client has valid insurance, and she's prepared to take the offer of the people to plead to allowing as to the improper license and to plead to expired plates as charged.
All right, you want to do that, Miss Lewis?
Yes.
All right. Can you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You can put your hand down. Do you understand the maximum possible penalty for this offense is 93 days in jail and or $500 in fines?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes or a no?
Yes.
You understand that you have an absolute right to a trial?
Oh, yes, sir. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Berry went over your other advice rights in the breakout room. Did he not?
Yes, he did, sir.
Did you understand those rights?
Really, I didn't. This is my first defense.
I know, but did you understand the rights that he went over with you?
I understand a little bit. Just a little bit.
What didn't you understand?
Yes. I had a head injury. I can't remember everything.
Did you tell Mr. Berry that?
No. I'm gonna take care of my day. I'm gonna take care of my motherfucking day.
All right, let's pass the matter. Ms. Harris, can you talk?
Okay. It's too much.
Can you talk to Ms. Lewis?
I'm sorry, sir.
No problem. Just I'm gonna give you a minute, all right? I'm gonna let you speak to Ms. Harris, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. Let's pass that matter momentarily.
I'm
Let's
going to school. No, I don't.
hold on a second.
I
Miss
do,
Lewis.
but still, I'm on the phone, Wayne.
All right. Let's go back on the record with Mr. Josiah Lewis. Ms. Harris, what's your client want to do?
I do not know if they're related or not.
Your Honor, my client is requesting a trial date.
Is that what you want to do, Mr. Lewis?
Yes.
All right. Trial date is going to be March the 6th, 2025 at 9 a.m. If there's nothing further, have a happy New Year to you, and I'll see you back in March. All right.
New Year to you too. Miss, I can't.
Say that again.
I was requesting. I don't remember what it was. What my tickets were for.
The tickets were for driving. No insurance misdemeanor, unregistered, untitled motor vehicle, driving while licensed while not licensed, and unregistered, untitled.
Can you tell me like the date? Or just like at least one of the dates so I can try to be familiar with, because I always have my license. I'm just not familiar with maybe I didn't have it on me or because I remember
These old tickets, I can tell you that. Let me go dates. The first set, SP 11255-301, the allegation was made on October the 20th, 2020. And then on the second set, SP 1142999, counts 1 and counts 2, the allegation was made on February the 5th, 2021. One was at Carpenter and Joseph Campo, and the other one was at Van Dyke in Nevada. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Come back. We'll get some resolution on March the 6th. All right.
All right.
Be safe.
Your Honor, the lady was. She said she was going to ask you, could I get a
Yeah. He wanted to pay his reinstatement fees up front, Your Honor, if the court will allow.
He doesn't. I don't see any reinstatement fees that he needs to pay. I don't see anything down here preventing him from getting a license.
Oh, it's not.
He owes some civil infractions. You owe 306 for no plates, 246 defective equipment, 258 no plates, 306 no plates, 246 for the defective mirror, 228 for registration, and 306 for no plate. But none of those tickets appear to be affecting his license.
If you weren't keeping track, that's roughly $1,900.
Okay, thank you. So
have you been to the Secretary of State?
No, I had an appointment, but I had missed it, so I'm not sure. They said
go to the Secretary of State, see if they'll give you a license. You bring a license back in, that'll put you in a little better situation when you come back. All right.
Okay, got it.
Best of luck to you.
All right.
All right. Ms. Lewis, can you unmute yourself, please?
What'd you say, sir?
Okay, good morning. All right, let's go back. Let's go back on the record with Ms. Lewis. Ms. Lewis, I'm going to give you, with Ms. Harris, can you put your appearance on the record for Ms. Lewis?
Sherika Harris on behalf of Ms. Lewis.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Lewis, I'm going to give you an opportunity to speak to Ms. Harris. Ms. Lewis indicated that she doesn't have very good recollection because she had an head injury. So you heard the offer? She indicated that Mr. Berry indicated that she has insurance, and the offer was allowing an expired plate. It's only 3 counts, but I wasn't going to fine her on the expired plate. But go in and speak to her and have a conversation with Ms. Harris. All right, Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Join the room, please.
Miss Harris goes in, and she doesn't come out the same.
We're ready on Sherry Lewis.
All right,
Right
let's go
here.
back. Let's go back on the record with Miss Lewis. Miss Lewis.
Right here.
All right, I know. What are we gonna do, Miss Harris?
Your Honor, she does have valid registration. It expires 9/8/25. She also has her insurance, as Mr. Berry did indicate. She would plead to allowing. And
Are you
she's been
okay?
advised of her rights.
You okay, Miss Harris?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right.
What the heck went on in there? Miss Harris came out crying. And she had a really hard time putting that spiel together there. I don't know what happened in that breakout room.
All right, and where were we at taking the plea?
I think you asked her, did she understand her rights?
Okay, do you understand those rights, Ms. Lewis?
Yes, I do, sir.
All right, do you know that by taking this deal, you're gonna give those rights up, Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
All right, and has anybody offered you anything other than what we said we'll do today?
No.
All right, let me draw your attention back to November the 6th, 2024, at around 12:35 p.m. in the city of Detroit, in the area of Linden and Terry. Did you have an occasion on that day to come encounter with the Detroit Police Department?
Yes.
Were you operating a motor vehicle?
Yes.
And did the officer ask you to produce a valid driver's license?
Yes.
You couldn't do so, could you, ma'am?
No.
Why is that?
I have no but state ID.
Very good. I'm gonna find your client guilty of the amended count of allowing. I'm gonna fine you $240 for that. I'll dismiss upon payment. Stipulation of probable cause will dismiss the other matters.
So stipulated, Your Honor.
All right. What can you pay it, ma'am?
I could pay it today.
You got money, huh? All right.
I had.
All right.
And I paid on the 31st, sir. I ain't got nothing but $100.
31st?
Yes.
I'm gonna give you until the 14th. So don't get your, I won't say not to get your Valentine present, but make sure you pay this before you get that Valentine present, all right?
Oh, February?
Come back on the 14th of February. If it's paid at any DivDat kiosk in the city of Detroit, I'm told you can upload that DivDat after your phone, or you can come on down to the courthouse and pay it in person. Those are the two best ways I can tell you to pay it. If there's nothing further, ma'am, have a safe, happy new year to you and best of luck to you, okay?
Okay, how much do you need to tell me the price?
$240.
Okay.
All right,
Thank you. God bless you.
God bless you as well.
Bye-bye.
I love her.
City of Detroit versus Cartavion. Green, case numbers SP 154854042, SP 1608427, counts 1, 2, and 3, appearing for the record, please.
Elwood S. Berry Jr. on behalf of the defendant. State your full name, Mr. Green.
Cartavion Green.
All right, good morning to you. Officers on green, is that Officer Bradfield? Good morning to you.
Good morning, Officer Bradford, Detroit Police Department.
And badge number, please.
Batch number 697.
All right, good morning to you, Officer Bradford. And Corporal Spidell, are you there? All right, Corporal Spidell is, I don't know where he is. All right, so today is the date and time set for a trial. Let's start by getting Mr. Green in the breakout room, Mr. Berry, and get him an updated offer, and then let us know what you want to do when you come off. All right, join the room, please. Who's on that X2000 XR? Good morning. What's your name, sir?
Jake Millard.
Jake who? Say that again.
Hey.
He's breaking up. You're breaking up.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. What's your name?
Javian Lowry.
Louder?
Javian Lowry, like Mike Lowry.
Lowry.
Yes, sir.
Lowry. Good morning to you. Why are you so late?
I slept in. I ain't gonna lie to you, Your Honor.
Spell your last name, please.
Lowry.
Spell your first name, please.
JAV as in victory. IAN as in negligence.
IAN.
Yes, sir.
And you weren't.
What the heck? V for victory, N for negligence. What the heck code are you using, sir? That's not a thing. That's not a thing.
You weren't even late. You're not supposed to be here until Thursday.
It was
You didn't pay. You didn't pay.
I was supposed to do community service.
Did you do it?
No, so since the holidays rolled around, the offices been closed for 2 weeks. They don't open again until January 10th, so I can't complete my community service until after that.
I know I was right.
When I went to go do a little community service, and
Listen, man. Man. You see how this works? You say since the holidays rolled around, the places were closed. But I ordered you to do community service on October the 8th. Came back on December the 9th.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're back again. And you're telling me it's still not done. I've ordered hundreds and hundreds of people to do community service after the 9th of the 8th of October, and most of them have gotten it done. But you want to make the excuse that the holidays were the reason why you couldn't complete it.
No, sir. The first week of December, my mom had to go through an emergency surgery and get her colon removed. So I've been taking care of her. Went to go complete my community service.
That's now you're bringing up your mom and her surgery. That's the first week of December. I ordered you to do community service 2 months before that. And how much community service have you done?
I only did like 4 hours. So I got 36
You see what I'm
hours.
saying? So excuses. That's all I'm getting from you right now. Where are we? Who's ready?
Yeah, Mike Zakrzewski appearing on behalf of the people.
The judge was like, he ended it right there. He did not bring that guy back. He wasn't due until Thursday anyways, but I think the judge is just like, I'll deal with this on Thursday when it's ready. And now this is Judge Belargin.
Kevin Peterson on behalf of Mr. Berghorst.
Mr. Berghorst, state your name, please.
Bryson Berghorst.
All right. This is a matter set for plea and sentence. So, Mr. Peterson, what's your understanding, please?
Your Honor, it's my understanding that Mr. Berghorst is going to enter a plea to an impaired driving.
Mr. Zakrzewski, is that your understanding?
It is, Your Honor.
Mr. Berghorst, is that your understanding?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, you understand you have a right to proceed to trial, and if you did proceed to trial, the prosecution would be obligated to prove that you're guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of each of the charges made against you. You understand that?
Yeah.
You understand further that if you make a plea here today, you're going to tell us that you are in fact guilty, and that's how of operating while impaired, and that's how the matter will be resolved. There will be no trial. Is that your understanding, and is that your intention?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, has anyone tried to frighten you or force you or intimidate you into doing this?
No.
Has anyone made any promises to you that I am not aware of or that have not been placed on the record here today?
No.
Are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes.
Are you currently on probation or currently on parole for any
No.
other criminal convictions?
Uh-uh.
The allegation is that this is an incident that occurred on August 17, 2024. Does that sound right to you?
Yeah.
The allegation is that this incident occurred on US 131 in Layton Township of Allegan County in the state of Michigan. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that's right.
The allegation is you were operating a vehicle. Is that right?
Yeah, that's true.
And at the time, was your ability to operate that vehicle impaired by the consumption of alcohol?
Yeah.
Well, you say that like a question, is it? Or all right, sir, I need you to sit down. First of all, you're walking around, and that's going to make us dizzy. It also makes us seem like you're not really that interested in what's going on here.
Sorry, I was just trying to control the dog. But no, I mean,
You're in
I
court.
felt fine, but apparently I wasn't fine.
Did you have a blood alcohol above 0.08?
Yeah.
What was your blood alcohol?
On the scene, it was like, I think a 0.12, and then in the hospital, it was a 0.14.
All right. Mr. Zakarzeki, are you satisfied?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Peterson, are you satisfied?
I am, Your Honor.
Sir, you provided me with the basis to accept the plea. I will do so. Do you plan to have a substance screen conducted at an outside vendor, or do you wish to have it done by the probation department, Mr. Peterson?
We have one. We just received it from Michigan Assessment Services, so he does have an alcohol assessment completed.
Well,
and we
I
can
don't
provide
have
that, and we can provide that to the court. I just received it today.
Well, I mean, if you want to proceed today, you need to provide it to me.
Can I email
Right
it to the
now.
court? Yep.
Well, yeah.
What email address should I send it to, Judge?
You want District Court or Carol Carr?
Carol Carr.
C. Carr.
It is on the way to Miss Carr.
I presume you have not had an opportunity to review this, Mr. Zakarzeki.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Failing that, you wish to just make any recommendations or not?
The only recommendation I would make, maybe a short probationary term because the blood alcohol level was so high, but it's hard to really say for sure without seeing that needs the evaluation.
Peterson, you wish to address sentencing?
Judge, I would just indicate to the court, my client's blood alcohol content was a 0.142. The assessment was done. It appeared that my client was honest with the court when doing that assessment. He's currently self-employed, works in the drywall industry, has owned his own business since about 2021. The needs test that was given during the assessment identified a mild alcohol use disorder. The assessor was in agreement with that. It was recommended or is recommended that he complete a 4 to 6 hour drug awareness course, such as a highway safety education course. And I believe with that said, my client was cooperative on the scene, Judge. He was pulled over for speeding. He submitted to the PBT at the scene 0.134 and then later to a lab blood draw of 0.142. So we would just ask, Judge, that if there is a term of probation imposed, that it be a short term of probation. Thank you.
Mr. Berghorst, what do you have to say?
I don't know. I mean, I think we should be fine without the alcohol assessment. Are you saying the probation time?
Mr. Berghorst, I'm reviewing your alcohol assessment right now.
Right.
Are you paying attention to what we're doing here? at
Yeah,
all?
I'm paying attention. I just wasn't really sure what you were asking.
Do you have anything to say, Mr. Berghorst, before Judge sentences you?
No.
All right. I find it problematic that you have a blood alcohol of 0.14 and you are operating in a manner that you rather cavalierly indicate you felt fine. You didn't think it was a problem. And that to me just identifies something that we refer to or recognize at least as a increased tolerance to alcohol. And that is something that I think, you are a young man. I think it's really in your interest that we utilize at least a short period of probation to try to get arms around this so that you can put an end to this sort of behavior and mindset on your part. Because further actions, and I would encourage you to have a conversation with Mr. Peterson about this after we're done with our conversation here. Further entanglements with the court in regard to operating while impaired by any controlled substance, including alcohol, it gets dramatically more severe. This is severe enough, but it gets dramatically more severe even than this. So I really think it's in your interest to take a serious attitude about this and to actually engage with this as something that you want to get behind you. So I'm placing you on probation for a period of 6 months. There's a $180 oversight fee associated with that. I am requiring you to attend the victim impact panel. The purpose of probation is to address substance abuse issues and provide you with resources and counseling to attain and maintain sobriety. You are required to attend and complete counseling as ordered, as well as to submit to testing as ordered, and randomized testing is a part of this order of probation. You are to attend the victim impact panel as well as a highway safety alcohol course. You are prohibited from possessing or consuming alcohol or any illegal controlled substance, and you are entitled to early discharge upon completion of no less than half the period of probation if you've been fully compliant. That means, sir, you have the opportunity to get yourself discharged from this probation after only 3 months, but that entails you being completely compliant and following through as ordered by the probation officers. Do you understand me?
Yeah, Your Honor.
Okay. Fines are $200, state costs $50, court costs $400, crime victim right fee of $75. That totals up to $905 to be paid over the period of probation. Sir, the number for probation is 269. All right. Now, when we hang up in just one moment here, call them and tell them you're on probation and they'll get you set up. And then when you're done with probation, I want you to talk to Mr. Peterson about the ramifications of any future drinking and driving incidents. Good luck to you, sir. You can leave the court.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Something tells me that Nimrod's mommy and daddy probably paid everything for them, all of their lives, and that's why he's such a Richard. I actually really like Judge Belargin. I don't like the angle of his camera. I don't, but I like Judge Belargin. Well, he definitely was when he drove. I think that for sure. Judge Gettler, he's got one. Judge, is his name Ulrich? And then obviously Judge Belargin. There's a few bow tie judges, and I really like them. Anyways, guys, yeah, 2.5 hour fun and games, prizes for all. Oh, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with me. This has been a blast. Oh, there we go. Judge Fleischer. I haven't seen him streaming lately. Does anybody know the story on that? Did something happen? Like, I have seen other streamers live streaming him, but I have not seen him live streaming on his channel. So I was a little confused. I know. Well, I'm so glad you enjoy it. Oh, that's just goofy. Because you know darn well that he loves it. He loves it. That's his, he really likes the fame, the camera, the grandeur. Oh, I love you, Mortimer Duke. Yeah, but it hasn't been happening. That's what I'm saying is, because I download every docket and it's not been there for quite a bit now. So, okay, guys, I will definitely not be doing that. Oh, it's saturated. That's why I don't run him, because everybody else does. And, you know, I'd much rather find the more difficult stuff that I have to hopscotch together. And no, I'm teasing. Weird. It's not on the Finding Justice with Judge Fleischer channel. Can you do me a favor, Eileen? Can you send me the link in my Discord DMs? I'd appreciate it. I really would. If you don't mind. All right, guys. I need to go take a shower. I told you after that one. I told you. Oh, that Magistrate Milmore case. Oh my goodness, that guy was just wild. I am so happy you joined us. Oh my goodness, Mrs. Donuts. Your hubby is here every night and we have so much fun with him. The chat loves him. Yeah, he's kind of a chat favorite. And then I call him J-Bod because it's just easier to type. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming. Good night, Nana Laura. Good night, C-Rex, my love. Thank you for calling me earlier today and chatting. That meant so much to me. I love having you guys in my life. I really do. You guys are amazing. Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.